It is time to make the sound to summon the stream. I need my wheel. Here's my wheel. Now we'll just shuffle it up a little bit. We'll open another tab of Cerebi. Good morning, Coles. Good morning, everybody. Greetings, dear viewers. I'm Cool Will Quickcard, and welcome back to my first time playing through Pokemon Moon. Every time I get into a battle, I have to spin my challenge wheel in order to come up with some kind of effect that will trigger either for or after that battle. Such as this one, where I would have to I would only be able to use physical or special moves. I could not use any moves from the other category. So that's how the wheel works. That was just an example. Coles, your first chatter today. That means that you will be first to name. Last time we made it to the second island. We cleared an island challenge. We have an interesting little assortment of characters here. We're just gonna milk Dolly real quick. All right. And aside from the wheel, the only other things that you need to know is that every time we beat an island kahuna, we retire all the members of the team except for our starter, just so we get to use a lot of different stuff. Also, backseating and spoilers. Mandatory. This is mandatory backseating and spoilers environment. You must be backseating and or providing spoilers. I trust in all of you to make sure that there are no surprises left to me in this game. I want my experience spoiled so much that by the time I get to the end of this, I am miserable because there is no surprise and no thrill. I want to be backseated and spoiled to the max. Good morning, Eggy. Welcome to the stream. You will go next on the naming list. I think that is everything we needed to talk about, so let's get going. Coles, you're asking if your casino idea for the RPG Maker project is too much? Nah, we can make it work. There's actually plenty of default assets to visually make a casino, and we can make, like, 2 or 3 very basic games without a terribly difficult time. Okay. I have lost all memory about where I am supposed to go. Oh, right. This was the challenge area. Yeah, last time I just sort of, rushed through this area, super fast, and basically ignored most of it. Mostly just because I was sick of doing things, because I was already at, past the 3-hour mark. So let's actually start up today by catching a few Pokemon. First up, we have found a Psyduck. So, Coles, you will get to name a Psyduck. I'm actually surprised that the games haven't devolved into an FFX or 13 style hallway. I despise hallway design. There are some times where, designing... Look, when it comes to a basic RPG, ultimately it's always going to be a long hallway. The trick as a game designer is to hide the fact that it is essentially a long hallway with a couple side rooms. That's your goal as a designer. I'm certainly not the most experienced designer out there, but I think that I at least do a decent job of hiding the fact that my game is, like, super linear. I especially tried to dig into hiding that in the second act of the game, by having the Graveyard Gardens sort of be like a consistent hub that you ended up reconnecting and passing through. But I will give an example. Let's take Final Fantasy II. Final Fantasy II, completely linear game, and it has terrible dungeon design. It truly has terrible dungeon design. A lot of the dungeons in Final Fantasy II have multiple doors in them that, if you enter, leads you to a completely empty room with a completely absurd encounter rate and drops you in the middle of that room. So you have to walk out, and almost always you'll get 1 or 2 encounters walking those 3 or 4 steps out of the room. But the thing is that by merely having all of those doors available, the dungeons immediately feel less linear. It feels like you have a choice in the direction that you can go, even when you truly, truly do not, and the dungeon design is terrible. Now, by comparison, let's look at something like Final Fantasy X, which is also incredibly linear in its map design. But the difference is that in Final Fantasy X, there are almost no areas on the main path where you can sort of, like, you know, branch off and, like, explore, like, a little side room. And so it feels insanely linear. Way more than massively older, massively less complex Final Fantasy games. And for all of its visual prowess, at the end of the day, my brain is just like, oh, I'm in a hallway. I am in one long, unbroken hallway for hours. You have to have side passages or players will get bored. At least that's... or at least I will get bored. Anyway, that's it for my little rant there. Eggy, you get to name a Surskit. So, just let me know. I actually don't care too much about them shutting down Pokemon Bank. This may sound a little cold, but it's been over 10 years, okay? It's been over 10 years. Other online services of the 3DS have already been shut down. It's not going to be shut down until sometime next year. People have months of advance notice to get their Pokemon out of that system. They have months of advance notice, and I think that's perfectly fair to shut down. Over 30 games will lose connectivity to the Switch games. Yes, older pieces of hardware and software will not be able to transfer to Switch. That is true. And that is unfortunate. Dropsy is the name. It is unfortunate, but I don't think it's unreasonable at this point. Besides, there will be future ports. Future Pokemon will be available. Yes, I think it's unfortunate, but I don't think it's unreasonable. Like, I can understand why it is happening. Let's see. How do I do this again? There we go. Coles, you'll be next on the name. I guess my thinking is that... Okay. It is true that at this point in time, you could catch a Pokemon in Pokemon Emerald and get it all the way up to a Switch game. That is a thing that you can do. You could take a Pokemon from Ruby or Sapphire. You could stick it inside of an early model DS, which has a GBA cartridge, and have, like, Diamond, Pearl, have one of the Gen 4 games in. You can then do a transfer from Emerald into one of the DS games. You can do a transfer from that to Gen 5, to Gen 6, to Gen 7. You can do Gen 7 to Pokemon Bank. You can do Pokemon Bank to Pokemon Home. Like, yes, I get it. Also, we need to spin the wheel. I'm just saying there has to be a realistic point where legacy support needs to stop. Alright, so we have to take the next learned move that any of our Pokemon try to get. Alright, so whoever learns a move by leveling up next, we have to take that move. I just think that I just think in regards to the Pokemon Bank, it is not unreasonable. But that is ultimately just my opinion. If there are a lot of other people out there who do feel that it is unreasonable, I absolutely encourage them to make that opinion known in as respectful a way as they can manage. And if there is enough demand, you know, maybe Nintendo will develop other alternatives or reconsider. Maybe, maybe not. Fun fact, by the definition of a Mo-O, Komo-O isn't a Mo-O, but Salazzle is. I don't know what that means. Let's try fishing. We got a Pearl. How do I get off of this thing? Okay. Alright, I think that's good for a little start. Catch a couple of Pokemon. Let's move on. You know what, Coles? You kind of remind me of an XKCD strip. If you are familiar with XKCD. Specifically the XKCD strip where it says that, like, experts in a field vastly overestimate how much information about a topic, like, the normal population has. You just thought of a funny wheel entry. Please share. Like, I've been playing Pokemon all my life, and I feel like you vastly overestimate the degree of knowledge I actually have regarding Pokemon. Throw your best ball. Oh, that's right! We got the water thing. Gotcha. That's actually... I like that. I'm actually going to add that to the wheel. Thank you. Okay, we're going to add throw best ball. I also want to take next learned move, just so that's clarified a little bit. And we'll shuffle the wheel a few times. Great idea. Alright. I got the Jangmo-O SOS hunt set up. Cool. Sudowoodo ran off to the Royal Battle Dome. I am going to be doing a bit less actually just reading out loud today. Just for the sake of actually trying to get through more game. But we do have another battle, so let's see what our challenge is. And remember, next learned move is still active. We cannot use our highest level Pokemon. Jangmo-O can work up all at once. So we can't use our highest level Pokemon in this fight, which is not a problem because that is John VGC. However, it's probably a bad idea to leave out Colts. You ignorant little fire baby! You dare think you can survive against Whitney's fury! You insolent little fire baby. How dare you? Oh my god, guys! Like, just yesterday, I think it was just yesterday, they started the next 7-star Terra Raid in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And it is a Ghost Terra type Annihilate. And it is probably top 3 hardest Terra Raids they have ever released. Like, holy crap. 7-star Annihilate is insane. It's got Rage Punch, obviously. If you go in there with anything that can get hit with Rage Fist, you're gonna lose. On top of that, it's also running Close Combat, Earthquake, Rock Slide. It's just insane. And because it has... Is this similar to a randomizer? Not really, David. Basically, the idea is that every time I get into a Pokemon battle, I just spin this wheel, and then it will have some kind of a challenge that I have to do during the fight, or some kind of effect I'll have to follow after the fight. So for that fight, for example, I could not use my highest level Pokemon, and from a previous fight, we've gotten a condition that the next time one of my Pokemon tries to learn a move, I have to take it. So, we have our next battle here. Set the chat to live? It should already be live. I don't know, it actually wasn't. I'd set that earlier, but apparently it changed that when I relaunched my OBS. So after this battle, I'll have to swap 3 of my Pokemon with Pokemon in the boxes. That's fine. I can live with that. But holy crap, that Annihilate was so goddamn hard. I basically never come up with my own strategies for those. I cannot be bothered. But the strategy that someone else came up with that I followed was to use a Faragiraffe. And it was running Skill Swap, Nasty Plot, Curse, and Stored Power. And it barely won. And when I say it barely won, I mean that my last attack happened after the timer had completely exhausted. It was insane. And what's insane about that Annihilate is that it has the ability Defiant. So if you lower its stats, its attack goes up by 2 stages. And that means that if you go in there, if you're trying to solo it, you cannot win if one of your partners brings a Pokemon with Intimidate. You can't. And depending on what other Pokemon your partners might be using, if they lower its stats, you're basically screwed. It was so hard. It took about 6 attempts, I would say. And for 5 of those attempts, I had to let the timer completely run out, because otherwise I was locked in with a partner who had Intimidate. There's actually only one 7-star that I never managed to get just because I missed the event. And that was the 7-star Salamence. But other than that, I've gotten every single 7-star that they've released for Scarlet and Violet. Not that it really matters. Like, at the end of the day, it's just a level 100 Pokemon with a mark on it, and that's it. So it's not like it's crazy, you know, awesome or anything, but I think it's a fun diversion. I think the raids are kind of nice. I think they definitely could be better. But I do think it's a fun little diversion. Anyway, we have to swap 3 of my Pokemon with the box ones. So, who is going into the box? I will take a Morlo, and Rat can swap with Conehead for a while. And Jake can come back out as well. Okay. So we swapped 3 of our Pokemon with Boxedmons. We still have to take the next move one of our Pokemon learns from leveling up. And let's continue on our trip. I still need to go into Scarlet, Violet, Sword, Shield, wherever I need to, and create versions of some of the Pokemon that I won my Nuzlocke with. Just because some of those were really, really fun, and I would be happy to honor their memory by creating a version that can be a part of my collection. Especially that Quagsire. Holy freaking hell! That Quagsire of mine. God damn. I'm actually feeling pretty good today. Aren't you in the West? I realize that I have never seen Alola in the day yet. Yes. I live in Colorado. That's a good point that we haven't seen it in the day yet. I would assume that it would be connected to my computer time. Let's see. The clock is set to system clock. I am assuming that means... Let me actually check this real quick. We're just going to drop a quick save here on my definitely completely original hardware. And don't mind that. That's just completely original hardware that you're seeing. No, it's set to system clock. It doesn't have a time offset. For some reason, there's a setting in here for birthday. Don't know why. Yep, I got no clue. All right, let's reload our completely original hardware. All right, continuing down Route 6. Ooh. Sleep Talk. Nice. We found a lily pop. I don't know if I've ever explained this, but on my screen, like, I have OBS open on my primary monitor, which is to my left. And I have Pokemon running on my secondary monitor, which is to my right. Now, I actually have the Pokemon game set up so that the two screens are just, like, parallel. They're just horizontal to each other. They're each filling up roughly half of the screen. But the thing is that it doesn't look that good when you arrange it like that for streaming. Sorry, I'm just kind of talking while I try to get this smudge of stuff off of my glasses here. So what I actually have doing with my OBS is that I'm actually running two simultaneous window captures, and then I've cropped both of them so that they only cover one screen, and then resize them so that they look the way that you're seeing. It's actually a fun little thing. Ah, God. Got frickin' donut hole powder crud on my glasses here. Okay, that looks a little better. Okay, much better. Alright, moving on. Neehee! You there, trader. Can you come to my aid? Over here. Yo, don't go turning your backsides on us. And you, You're that numbskull trainer from Melamela, yo! These scoundrels are Pokemon thieves, and you're in familiar terms with them? Yeah, I have no idea who these people are. Yo, for real? I am Hapu. Life in the big city sure is something else. Pokemon thieves roaming about brazenly. I'll leave that one to you. We're not thieves, yo! It's a legitimate business! We got straight messed up in Melamela, got exiled to Alola, but we ain't going out like that. Alright, challenge. Hawaiian gangsters is a little tough for me to process. It is kind of weird. Oh god, no! Okay, so we're going to have to spin the wheel 3 times. I don't know why I keep landing on spin the wheel 3 times. Oh, this is bad. Okay, so our first condition is that we can only use one move. One move for the whole fight. Also, RNG determines our actions. So I guess RNG is going to determine which one move we are forced to use. And our third condition is... take the next learned move, which is still active anyway. Alright, so we only get to use one move, and the RNG is going to determine which move we have to use. So this is probably not going to go well. Alright. So, RNG, determine my action. Okay, we have to use move 4. So we are locked into using Magnet Bomb for this entire battle. However, we can still use items or switch. So we will keep spinning the wheel. If it lands on an attack, we will just default to Magnet Bomb. If it lands on switch or item, we will have to obey that. And if we do switch off, we might be here a while until we switch back. Okay. So, it would be first move, but we can't use first move, so we'll just go with Magnet Bomb again. Alright, next action. Please just let it be a move. I don't want this to go badly. Okay, it is just a move. We win the battle. And I'm actually going to have to update this. Because I didn't actually save it. There we go. Shuffle it up again. Alright, there we go. All these losses, we're gonna anger our bosses. These tears taste like salt, yo. It's all your fault, yo. Flooned? Neehee. Mudsdale, shall we stomp these scoundrels? It'll be a mess to clean up afterward, but I'm willing if you are. Time for us to break out, yo! Gotta tell y'all peace out, yo! I'm not gonna keep telling you this, except when I keep telling you this. You better listen to what my homie says and drill it into that thick skull of yours. Seriously, you better not forget, numbskull. You'll be fine getting home. Glad to see that one will get home on her own. I've got to thank you for that. Give me your name, trainer. Quill, eh? That's a fine name. I like the way you handled yourself in battle. Mudsdale and I are always wandering all about Alola to try to achieve our goals, so perhaps we'll meet again someday. I am indebted to you for your aid, after all. Nihi. Oh yes, you might want to try your hand at a battle royal or two, Quill. Mudsdale here thinks you'd be well suited to it, given how strong you are. So is this the Battle Tower equivalent, then? That is an adorable Makuhita balloon. Hello. Interesting that they just go with Battle Royal instead of, you know, Battle Royale. Hello. Just like a couple kids playing Pokemon in Pokemon. Good tea. Well, basic tea. Nothing particularly special about today's tea. Just an unassuming black. Hello. Anybody here got anything interesting to say? Not really. Why do I do this? Every time something brings me down, I end up coming right back here again. Come on, Noel. Let's go bury our sorrow in the crowd. Oh no, we found an edgelord. We better be careful or he might cut us on all those edges he has. Ultra Ball? Do 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 do. Hello. Hello. You can really get a sense for a person's nature from the way they throw their Pokeballs. Sure. Curve. Are you just a basic shop? Thrifty Megamart where the sales are explosive. Have a special discount coupon. It can only be used at our store. Okay. This is a big place. It's the Drifloon you saved on Route 6. You obtained a lemonade. He definitely stole that. My Drifloon is so strong that I can just drift along without ever having to worry. Child, you are going to be abducted by this thing. Do 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 do. This is actually a very cute little market interior. Come to think of it, that's something I actually haven't done in RPG Maker, is actually just try to set up like a market like this. I have all the assets I'd need for it, though. Okay, so you don't want my business. Timer balls can be pretty good. Okay. And what do you have? A strange souvenir. An ornament depicting a mysterious Pokemon that has been venerated as a guardian deity for an extremely long time in the Alola region. I don't know what that does. Do. Alright, let's go check out the dome, because the game is going to force me to check out the dome. Hello. 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 Glad you could make it. I'm here today, yeah, to spread the word, oh yeah, about Battle Royal. They call me the Masked Royal, woo! Professor? The Masked Royal! Here to teach you, oh yeah, about the battle format passed down in Alola for generations. The Pokemon Battle Royal, woo! But Royal, what's the Battle Royal, you might ask? 4 trainers. 4 trainers, yeah, each pick 3 Pokemon. Yeah, for one big Pokemon battle, oh yeah. When one trainer's team can't battle anymore, yeah, the Battle Royal ends. Whichever trainer has taken out the most Pokemon, yeah, that has the most Pokemon left, will emerge the winner, woo! I have literally never heard of this battle format. How... Oh god, it's a Lowland Hop again. How have I never heard of this battle format? Yeah, we're recruiting some people. Now we have our foursome! Please don't say that, Professor. Hee! Discovery, new experiences, adventures. It's all yours if you want it. It's time for a Pokemon Battle Royal. Ready, fight! Okay. How have you never heard of Battle Royal? Because I skipped Gen 7. I mean, I guess this is a battle, so... What's my challenge? Okay, I have to offer my smash or pass opinions on my current Pokemon team. Alright, well, let's take a look here. Coles. A Magnemite. I'm going to pass on smashing a Magnemite. Boy, that sure was a tough challenge. Boom. Yeah, Type Null is the real name of the Pokemon. Sure. I mean, I guess that's fine. You were on fire during that battle. I hope you bring that fire with you and burn up my trial. The name's Kiyue, the Fire Captain. You can get to Wella Volcano Park from Route 7. I'll be waiting on the peak. If you plan to see your Ireland challenge through to the end, climb to the top with your strongest team. So, Quill, Alolan Hop, how are your trials going? I hope you and your Pokemon are working hard and having a bath, too. Sounds like a missing no variant. As far as I know, it's actually an artificially created Pokemon. But Mr. Masked Royal, how do you even know what we're doing, that we're doing our trials right now? Oh, I get it, because of our ambulance, huh? You are as stupid as Galarian, huh? Well, I'm having a blast. Why are you here? Why would you even want to do a battle royal? Because Noel and I have to make it on our own, and I don't ever want to forget that. Wow, you're just a ray of sunshine, eh? I think you'd have a lot more fun if you just let yourself have a good time with everybody else. You can do a lot more together, too. Yes, Hop, I get it. You're going to tell me about how awesome this battle format is, and how important it is. Because it will definitely be around forever, and it will always be a fun thing that everybody does. Which is definitely why I had never heard about it from today. Heard about it until today. Rare candy. It is not Kukui. Not at all. Excellent. Thank you for providing the spoiler. I am sure that is accurate information. Please tell me that Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon reduced this encounter rate. Because this is actually insane. It genuinely feels sometimes like I can take maybe 4 steps between encounters. And that is just not good. Alright, we found some drugs. You, fight me! Alola, Alola! Welcome, trainer. I will beat your butt into the ground, probably, depending on my challenge. Alright, we have to switch after every knockout, which should not be a problem against someone with 1 Pokemon. Woohoo! Nice. Dolly wants to learn rollout. Yes. Yes, you do. Screw it. If I need to heal you, I'll just use items. Whoop. I think we're gonna put in Psyduck. Oh wait, you want to fight too. Well, hello there. What kind of a challenge are you going to offer? Okay, we have to spin the wheel twice and do both. So, our 2 challenges for this fight will be... We're gonna have to spin the wheel twice and do both. Okay. So we're up to 3 challenges. So first thing first, I have to switch to my lowest level Pokemon. Which I can just do right now. I must use a Z move as soon as possible. I don't think anybody even has any Z crystals on them. Nope. And we cannot repeat any moves. Okay. Well, then we'll just start with this. At some point, it feels like kids' media has become significantly dumbed down compared to back when we were kids. There was some absolutely pandering BS level kids' media when we were kids. It's just that it is not remembered nearly as well, it was not as relevant, and it is not, like... It is not remembered as fondly here in the present. I think that's the best way to say it. There has always been pandering nonsense kids media, and there has always been, like, respectful, more adult-focused, or more general audience-focused kids media. Okay, so I used Defense Curl. Now I use Rollout. Now, I know my challenge is no repeated moves. But hey, I'm not the one giving the orders. That's not my fault at all. I had nothing to do with that. Besides, at some point I had to Whitney murder somebody. We're still under the condition that we have to take the next move that someone learns by level up. Okay, we have to learn Mega Drain. We have to. We have no choice but to learn Mega Drain. Oh, the horror. She looks really pissed. Alright, since we are heading to a fire trial, I would like to take a couple Pokemon with me that are effective against fire. Cool. So, a fire trial. I would assume it's going to be an Alolan fire type or an Alolan variant fire type. So, what does that mean it could be? It's gonna be Marowak. Thank you. That'll be fun. You're missing out if you don't ever see Captain Keelways dancing. Now go up to the volcano. No, I'm going this way. Volcano Park, the fire burns bright and hot here. In the Ultra game, this Marowak fucks. Gotcha. I will be on the lookout for sexual assault from Marowak. Cubone. Coles, it looks like you will get to name a Cubone. I'm going to bank that a water gun doesn't kill. Name it Nick. Gotcha. Cool. Nice. Okay. Nick. The Cubone has been named. And Eggy, you are next on the naming list. Well, I know the funny thing, both times I hunted for a shiny Cubone in this game, they genuinely jumped me with how much they were calling. I don't think I would ever want to shiny hunt in that way. Alright, our fight for this time is... If we are below half HP, we must swap. Yeah, you had mentioned earlier that you were shiny hunting. Let's just Water Pulse. Everyone knows that, water is super effective against cat type. Are we below half? We are not. 23 would be half. Xanax is dead. Come on, Bursty. Everyone knows bigger number means better person. Exactly. That's how science works. Alright, we have murdered a cat. Because we are heroes. Good job, Percy. Want to learn Odor Sleuth? No, thank you. And we have beaten a tourist. Because I am a hero. Has that move ever seen use? I think I saw a wild Pokemon use it once. Alright, Xanax, I want you to drink the cow's milk. Anything interesting here aside from Cubone? Nope. Hello! I'm the cutest of the Seismic Sisters, a trio of siblings who love volcanoes. This cave here leads to the top of the volcano, just so you know. We can find Salandit here. Cool. Good job making it this high. Why don't we heal your Pokemon? Thank you. Whee! I have successfully sucked another worm. I'm the prettiest of the Seismic Sisters, a trio of siblings who love volcanoes. Cool. Oh. And I'm the most charming of the Seismic Sisters, a trio of siblings who love volcanoes. You! Fight me! Coward! Allow me to show you the ace cadabra of an ace trainer. Alright, Jim. Show me what you've got. Alright, no repeated moves. That seems a little unfortunate, but we can deal with that. Holy freaking hell! I wouldn't think it's kind of concerning that they allow children and adolescents to wander around unsupervised on the same landmass as the Salandit line. It's fine, probably. Look, they probably only have 5 or 6 children that go missing each year. It's fine. Okay, you actually tanked that. Are you low enough for rollout to kill? Yes. I think they trust the Pokemon to provide adult supervision. John wants to learn Bite. I'll take that over Lick. John has upgraded from licking to biting. If I run into a Salandit, I am going to prioritize trying to get a female. So I probably won't bother catching a male. Actually, I don't think I've caught a Fletchling, have I? No, I never have. Eh, screw it. Oh, that's right, you're not a fire type yet. Cool. Cool. Eggy, we are going to need you to name a Fletchling. The only way to get Kangaskhan in this game is through SOS. A Cubone can call for help and a Conga can answer. I am really not a fan of the SOS system. Buffalo. Okay. Buffalo the Fletchling. Okay. It gets the shiny odds around 1 in 130-ish. I just do not care to shiny hunt like that. Rock Tomb. Hell yes. It can also get you mons with hidden abilities. Nah. Gen 8 and Gen 9 are just vastly more convenient for doing those sorts of things. I've got dozens of ability capsules and ability patches on Scarlet. Alright, for this fight. What are we gonna do with Calhoun here? Oh god. We have to keep switching until we get crit. It has happened once again. This may take a while. Also, Marini, who's a crisp 1% answer rate when called by a wild Corsola who are already rare. Remind me again what the crit chance is. Yeah, about that. Well, that's close enough. That just seems like a very terribly designed system, if I'm being honest. Critical hits are a part of every RPG. No, not every RPG. The vast majority of RPGs, yes. But Pokemon crit rates are not that low. Oh no, I was wrong. I was still remembering the crit rates for generations 2 through 6, where it was about 6%. Okay, so it is 4% from Gen 7 onward. I was not actually aware of that. I didn't know that the base crit rate had changed. So, yeah, around 4%. A little over 4%. Oh, there we go. Rock Blast. That might help. Aw, come on, little guy. Keep using Rock Blast. I believe in you. I believe in you. You can do it. Come on. We're gonna be switching for a while. Apparently, my area is under a flash flood watch. Up through about 2 p.m. this afternoon. That does not seem likely to affect me in any way that matters. Do. As long as they keep using Rock Blast, we're gonna be fine. Come on! Come on, land the crit! Land the crit! Damn you, you stupid rock! Crit me! Crit me, you coward! Look, Xanax is having some problems with headaches, that's all. God damn, your Roggenrola sucks at this, man. He's also consistently failing to hit more than 3 times. Like, statistically, he should have hit me at least 4 times by now. Look, maybe he needs some motivation. Nope, Conehead didn't motivate him. Maybe John VGC can motivate him. I think he ran out of Rock Blast. He shouldn't have. Its PP isn't that low. Or maybe it is, and I just haven't been keeping count. You know, at this point, even if we do get crit, we might not be in a position to win the fight anymore. Dude, if I have to sit here exhausting your PP until you struggle yourself to death, I swear to God, I will. How are you so bad at Rock Blast? Does your Roggenrola not know that crits exist? What is wrong with this thing? It's pathetic. This poor trainer I'm fighting, he must be so confused. Like, he has no idea what's going on here. Come on. Damn it! Another 3-hitter. What is wrong with you? You can't land your crits, and you can't hit more than 3 times in a row. You're pathetic. Your Roggenrola is definitely not in the top percentage of Roggenrolas. It is in the bottom percent of Roggenrolas. Sir, please. Let your Roggenrola land a crit. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'll come back when this fight... Oh my god, we got crit! We got crit! We're finally free! Oh, we're finally free! Okay. Oh my god! Oh, this trader is an absolute asshole! What is wrong with this man? He just hangs around on a volcano wanting to torture children. Die! Die, you insolent bastard of a rock! Die! I hate you so much! Die! Holy crap! Oh my god, of course your second is a freaking Machop! Oh, I hate you. Oh, thank God. We're free. We're finally free. I hate you so much, Kaloon. I hate you so much. Why would you do that to me? Oh my god. Every time the wheel lands on that, it's terrible. Oh. I am out of good heals. Oh. Oh, that sucks. Alright, it's a Magby. It's a little Magby. It's so cute. Drown it. Nice. So, I think babies actually have, like, decently low catch rates. So let's see if we can't Ultra it. I wish, you know, if I could go back in time and change just one thing about Pokemon, it would be making it so that the Ultra Balls are called Hyper Balls like they're supposed to be. That is the one and only thing I would change about Pokemon. Okay. If I could change one thing, it's Beldum's catch rate. Yes, but in your universe, Beldum would be more catchable. But Ultra Balls would still have an H on them for no reason. Yes, Coles, I am somehow not even remotely surprised that if you could change something about Pokemon, it would involve Magneton. That is very on brand. I truly, truly hate the SOS system. All it does is make trying to catch a Pokemon more annoying. You can't disagree Gen 3 needed the physical special split to avoid the atrocities. I really don't care about that. Some things in Pokemon are just objectively worse than others. And that's okay. I'm fine with there being significant imbalances. Plus, it all got fixed, so irrelevant. They massacred Tacturn. Okay. So? So it's not good to use. Or, so it's not as, like, good to use as other options. I'm fine with that. It doesn't bother me that there are Pokemon I like that aren't as good as other options. It really doesn't. Like Aegislash. I love Aegislash. ZA basically butchered Aegislash by integrating its stance change into its regular animations, making it vastly slower than it ever should be, and making it substantially worse. Okay. Really doesn't bother me. Like, okay, I just won't use Aegislash. Yeah, what can I tell you, Coles? It just legitimately doesn't bother me. At least not enough that I worry about it. Besides, I've used a Cacturne on my Emerald teams before. It's fine. Is it the best option? No. Is it usable? Sure. Almost everything's usable. As long as you're not obsessing over having to have the best and most powerful teams, you can just use whatever. It's fine. Hello. I am Kiyue. My Marowak and I are students of the ancient dances that have been passed down in Alola for generations. The Trial of Kiyue. You will find that it is a bit different than the trials you have faced to this point. But of course you will attempt it, right? Yeah, sure. Alright, what do you want me to do, Kiyue? My trial will test your powers of observation. There will be a dance, and then another. Your task will be to find the difference between the two. How blatantly they were indecisive with most Hoenn Mons. Yeah, there could have been a lot of improvement. But that's okay with me. Watch carefully and memorize the stance. Okay. What was different from the previous dance? Alright, show me again. Okay, I mean, the middle one changes the final pose. Is that all you mean? Because that's pretty obvious. Whenever people complain, or not even complain, but I think almost any argument about Pokemon is... It's important to remember that Gen 1, the most iconic of all Pokemon, was an absolute fucking mess. Unbalanced, unfair, completely unbalanced in what types were available and when. It was just an absolute mess. Alright, a wild Marowak appeared. Gym 1ers look at a straight hallway and go, best game design, all gyms should be like this. I am convinced that the only reason Gen 1ers are Gen 1ers is because they have not tried to replay Gen 1. Like, I truly think there is nothing that will stop a Gen 1er's delusions faster than making them play Pokemon Red or Blue. Not Fire Red and Leaf Green, Red and Blue. Because those games are a mess. They were absolutely amazing for their time, for the hardware they were on, but they are a mess of poor design. And I am saying this as someone who genuinely loves those games. It can be a mess and still be something that you vastly enjoy. And there are some Gen 1ers out there who would replay them and be like, this was a mess. Nothing about my opinion has changed. This was the best. And you know what? More power to them. I don't hold opinions against people. I hold opinions that are based in misremembering or ignorance. If you have an informed opinion, I will always respect that opinion. Modern Anyone who complains about Pokemon designs is just an idiot. Like, we had Magnemite. We had Grimer. Okay? We had Voltorb. Alright. I have burned that image into my mind. The hiker is different. Are you kidding me? I thought this would be hard. Alright, what's our challenge? Against Hiker David. Also, dear God, the hikers should have never shaved. Like, you look terrible, man. God damn it. Alright, spin the wheel twice. What do we have to do? Okay, I have to switch every other turn. And I can't use any moves from the other category. So physical and special attacks only. Watch it be crit! Oh, that would upset me. I just look at the flamingo and I don't like that it is just this simple. Yeah, I thought about just calling it status moves, but just to be clear, I didn't want to say no status moves in case someone would look at, like, an attack that can inflict the status and then think, oh, well, that's a status move. I just wanted to be clear about what I mean. Alright, Magmar has been defeated. Xanax is truly the most useless Pokemon I have brought. Like, he's died in almost every fight he's been in. Alright, do we have one more? Alright, I'm ready. Okay. Oh, gee, I wonder what's different. Is it the new Pokemon? You might have been wrong about the totem Pokemon, Coles. Only its special defense went up? That's easy enough to deal with. Also, I ate your goddamn berry, bitch. Wrong one. I never played Sun Moon. I didn't either. But if I was going to give information on a game I never played, I would look up the information. Not that it makes any actual practical difference. Like, at the end of the day, it's a fire type, and I just fight it as it's a fire type, and that's fine. I'm just glad I ate its berry. Pretty sure it wants other Pokemon to eat its berry, to be fair. Okay, wow. It took way too long for Dolly to realize that they were going to be using Wool Out. This is gonna hurt. Alright, how long will it take this time? Okay, Dolly's down. Jake, you're up. At the end of the day, Salazzle is also in the Totem Marowak fight. The Totem Marowak is made the devil. Detect is not needed on it, just Toxic stalls me. Mudbury, help me. I need you. Coles, if there is only one thing I can say about you, it's that I very much respect just how passionate you are about the things that you are passionate about. That is a very good trait, in my opinion. Ha ha! You couldn't lower my stats, loser. Salazzle has been beaten. Good work, Jake. Actually, let's give Bercy a chance. Why would you bring a Dartrix to fight a Marowak? Like, if you know it gives you that much trouble, I would just not bring a Dartrix. Whoa! Spectacular! With your keen observations, you were able to see even fine differences in our dances. And you defeated the Totem Pokemon with such ease. The Totem Pokemon was carrying a Firium Z. It is yours now. Cool. Because unlike you, I had a concrete team. If you had a concrete team, how were you having so much trouble in that fight? This is how you use Fire-type Z-Power. Because Marowak was bullshit and I was 8. Yeah, that would do it. That'll definitely do it. But when you meet a Pokemon that you would like to make your companion, take these. Ooh, Quick Balls. That's fantastic. What's more, you may now use the Ride Pokemon Charizard. Charizard will lend you his strength, and you will be able to go anywhere you have been in an instant. Oh, that's so good. We got Fly. The Firium Z. You should show it to the trial guide outside the Captain's Barricade at the bottom of the mountain. It is time for us to return to our dance. The feelings of the Alolan people and our Pokemon, and the true nature of Z-Power. The answers lie in our dance, and so we must dance on. Cool. Oh, hell yeah. But it does just, like, genuinely stalls you with Detect and Salazzle's Toxic. Interesting. That went pretty well. If I'm not mistaken, that was all the trials on this island. So I would assume we're going to have some story beats and then have a conclusion with the island kahuna. There's still one trial? I thought they said that there were only 2 trials on this island. I could be misremembering. The grass one. Okay. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Where is this? Here we go. Fascinating. Okay. We're close to getting a bound sweep. And just not to have the mischievous thing repeat. Captain Mala's trial is up ahead. Go along Route 8 and you'll find it. Lush jungle. Let's have Conehead take point then. You, fight me. I'm going to suck another worm. Hello. Cole, if you're on the name list... Although you did offer, so sure. Cole, no, Eggy, it's your turn. Eggy, if you are there, you get to name a Magikarp. Or it might be overestimating Base Sun Moon's difficulty, or just be mentally scarred by Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon's difficulty. Sardine. Sardine is the name of Magikarp. Cool. Whoops. Alright, I have to go rename it. That's fine. I needed to grab some supplies anyway. No, I don't see something. Left jungle's like the cave on Melee. Until the trial is over, you can't find nor catch anything. Okay. Whoops. If we're gonna rename a Pokemon anyway, then flying here is the easiest way to do it. Okay. So if we're going into grass... There we go. This is the team we will take for grass. You, sell me things. Serena's my third favorite mom. Alright, we're gonna go 15 Great Balls. And 15 Super Potions. I genuinely shinily hunted it more than both Magnemite and Binacle. Who invited Xanax to still be here? Bro, be nice to Xanax, okay? Xanax is trying their best, okay? Like, they're just out here surviving. Well, not really, but they're trying to survive. We have to respect that. You called Xanax the worst Pokemon ever that was on your team. Yes, and it was mean of me to do so. That doesn't automatically mean it's not mean for other people to do it too. He's just terrible. But I still think we should respect him. And now let's get in that proper name here. Double standards. Double standards, I say. You are absolutely correct. I will not deny my own hypocrisy. Actually, hold on. How do I... How do I set it? I'm pretty sure there's a way I can set that so that it can be, like, quickly called. I'm not sure how to do that. What the hell is Pokemon Pelago? You know what? Let's find out. Oh. Welcome to Pokemon Pelago. These uninhabited islands exist solely for the delight of Pokemon. Suppose I should introduce myself, call me Moan, get things started. Pokemon you've deposited in your PC boxes can freely come here to have a bit of fun. Pick up beans. Okay. Beans. Okay. We got beans, I guess. Okay. Sure. Oh, hey, it's Luzamine's husband. Oh, is this the guy? The one who is, amnesiac. Okay. Alright, so that's Pokemon Pelago. There's beans, there's an amnesiac. Let's see, is there any button at all I can press? No. I want to look this up. Pokemon Sun, Set, Ride, Pokemon, Shortcuts. There should be a button with a D-pad on it. Nope, that didn't do it. Okay. There we go. Okay. So now... Perfect. Alright, let's move on. You there! Oh, excuse me. I am a scientist. My name is Colress. I am... Hi. I'm concerned to see you again. The theme of my research is bringing out the potential of Pokemon. What brings out the power of Pokemon is, I believe that is the bond they share with their trainers. And thus my attention is drawn to trainers like yourself. Trainers bound to their Pokemon through the power of the Z-Room. Now that I think of it, I never asked your name. Quill, is it? I'll remember your name. To commemorate our encounter, let me give you a TM. Oh hey, a wanted terrorist. Yeah, I'm really concerned to see him. If you're able to utilize Flame Charge fully, you'll be able to have a great battle with the Totem in the next trial. The trial in Lush Jungle. Sea Power. Is it the true potential that I seek? Does it surpass the Mega Ring? Apparently there are uninhabited islands for Pokemon called Pokepelago here in Alola. Alola is fascinating. I believe that I will stay in Alola for some time. Okay, so if I see a guy named Looker, I'll let him know that a guy named Colress is hanging out here. That also reminds me... we need to hand out some Z crystals. Funny thing, Looker is also in the game. That I did know. Oh, I get it. This island has water, fire, grass. Okay, that makes sense. So by the time you're done with this island, everybody has a Z crystal for their starter. Got it. So is this the area that can have bound sweets? Took you this long to realize? Yes, it did. It's in Lush Jungle. Okay. I was asked to find a Stuffle here. That is not a Stuffle. Donut sucks at getting away from things. I know it's a function of speed, but still, very annoying. Hello! Alright, fight time. Spin the wheel! Our challenge for Rising Star Mikey is... we have to switch if we are below 50% HP. Ugh. You are no match for my acid. Nice. You also have a Trumbeak. Nope. Rapid Spin has not been buffed yet. Anyway, now that your defenses have been weakened, allow me to use my Electric-type Hidden Power. Ah, you're going to heal and drop your Flying type. Very clever. But it shall not be sufficient. You're an annoying little bastard, Mikey. I would ask if your parents ever told you that, but I'm sure they abandoned you long ago on account of you being an insufferable ass. Woohoo! Good job, Donut. I'm very proud of you. You want to learn Minimize. One of the most annoying moves to ever exist. You are absolutely going to learn it. Levels for everybody. And surprisingly, he never dropped below half. Hello, Trumbeak. Good job, Donut. Now, murder them. You probably don't, but do you know the dreaded vile creature called Funbrow? I do not. Oh no, there was a Pokemon hiding in the berries. It's a crab. Go, Donut! Nice. Oh. Was that, the Slowbro build that was famously used in the battle that went on for, like, hundreds of turns? Alright, we got another battle. Let's spin the wheel. We have to waste our best healing item. Unfortunately, that means I have to use a Hyper Potion. Let's see what happens when we throw acid on you. You and your wiggling little nipples. You may think that your nipples are mighty, Miltank, but they are no match for the power of my acid. Banned in every tier, including anything goes. By Smogon standards. I really don't care about Smogon tiers. I think that when you battle competitively, sometimes you're just going to get screwed or trolled. And that's just the way it goes. Alright, Tyrone. And I have to throw my best ball. Honestly, out of all of these, a quick ball has the highest possible catch rate under its ideal conditions. So we have to waste a quick ball. And unfortunately, Donut faints. We really haven't had John do anything today. I can't remember which hidden power type I was. Was it ice? It was ice. I think Arcan and Archeops specifically is one of the Pokemon that was most screwed visually by the transition to 3D. Because the sprite for Archeops is frickin' beautiful. Hey, Shieldon. Oh yeah. Show me your power. Go, John VGC. Inferno Overdrive. That went pretty well. By the way, Quill, what will be on tomorrow's agenda? Not designing your city. That's going to wait until the week after. Tomorrow's agenda is going to focus on building up the Sky City area that you access via the Spire. Because we have a lot of notes and information that are based around that area specifically, and getting a good jump start on it will give me a good opportunity to work on it in between streams. Just because a lot of the suggestions we've had for that area are related around, like, a lot of specific NPC interactions. Wasn't the Sky City also a place I suggested? A lot of people, multiple contributors, I think 4 or 5 different people, have actually offered suggestions for things that are going to end up in the Sky City. Some of it practical, some of it very not. And it's been a couple hours now. I do have other things I need to work on today, so I think that's where we're going to call it for today. Next week, we will finish up the 3rd trial on this island. I guess because of the bar, you do gotta end up including Airy, huh? I mean, that's fine. We just import the sprite, and it's not a big deal. It will literally mean nothing to anyone except you. So that's where we're going to close it for today's Pokemon Moon. Overall, things actually went pretty well. Ugh. I'm going to go and start working on my other projects. You can catch the Pokemon Moon streams next week, Saturday, same time. Tomorrow and every Sunday morning, I've got my RPG Maker streams. The current daily series on the channel is Skyrim. And after a few more days of that, I'm going to be going into Ni no Kuni. I think it's Wrath of the White Witch, something like that. Whatever. Ni no Kuni will be the next series after that. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all in the next one. And it is time to make the sound to end the stream. Wow, 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 wow.